Alright there, you guys. We came out here to go fishing today because we got tired of being cooped up in the house. You know, for us, it's like I work out of my house. And anyway, Chuck just caught a nice 16-inch bass, largemouth, black bass. And we're going to see if we can't catch a few more. Should be able to catch a bunch right here, I would think. Alright, good morning. Let's see, it is Monday and it's like 6 a.m. So I guess we're on our schedule getting up early. You know how you do. Sometimes it's 7 or 8, and then all of a sudden now it's like 5, which is fine. Got a lot to do. Today I think we'll just manage it. I've got a pontoon boat over on the side, and it's got an old Tracker Evinrude on it. It's a Sun Tracker. It's probably from the, I'd say, early 90s. Self-assist, so it doesn't have power tilt and trim. Then I've got another boat out here that has a Johnson on it, and that Johnson doesn't have any decals, but I think I looked at it, it was like a 90, so it's a V4 90. And then what else? I'm gonna be working on Jim's this morning because he's kind of next in line to finish up. I've got to put the lower unit back on it, and I've got to I got to pull some oil out this morning, the old oil, and block that line and figure out which harness we disconnect. I think it should be going to the fuel pump. It's like it gets mixed. That's where it gets kind of, I don't know. We'll look at it. It's not too hard. They are driven by a gear, and we could look at taking that gear out if you want, but you don't have to. I mean, if they get messed up, they're just plastic anyway. It's not gonna hurt anything in the motor. Not that I've never heard of. Yeah, we'll look into it. What we have to do to delete that, make sure that is right. It's a really good running motor. Initial timing was way off. I checked it right away because he said it was backfiring. So that's either carbs or timing. And so I just thought, well, I gotta check the compression anyway. Then what I'll do is I'll just check the timing, and the timing was quite a bit off, so I moved the timing where it was supposed to, and it fired right up. And then I think I adjusted it. Once you have it warmed up, it'll change. So then you put a timing light on it again, and then you can dial that in. And then there was some linkage to the carbs that was a little bit off, and on those they have marks. You just kind of line up the marks, and yeah, if you have to do, I'd have to get into I'd have to look at it, but worst case scenario, you'd have to adjust the linkage. There's linkage on the carbs itself to get them all even, and then that linkage lines up to our throttle linkage, and so that's what I'm talking about. I adjusted that to where it should be, so I didn't have to mess with the carbs at all. A lot of times, man, I find out little is more. Because you fix one problem, only to fix another problem that you created. And anyway, it runs really good, but I do need to do those two things on that motor today. And then I'm trying to get a flywheel off of an old motor that he has. It's a fitting for his trigger, and that fitting I have to get off one of the donor motors to put onto his Johnson Evinrude. So that's kind of what I have planned today. Anyway, it's going to be a busy day. It's kind of beautiful outside. I guess I get my glasses. I'm getting where I hate having them moving on my head, especially like the bifocals thing. It's easier to have them off, you know. But yeah, it's pretty out right now. So here's the Johnson. It's on a Maxim, but this guy's got an oiler. He said it's leaking out of the engine really bad. We'll take a look at it, because if it's just an oil line, we can fix that. But if it's something else, I already recommend delete it. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna delete it. Yeah, I'll give him a price and all that stuff. But yeah, it's pretty junky. I mean, this guy's just beat up. And then I got the sun tracker over here, and I need to get up in it and look at this guy. I have to get over here and weed it, because I guess they don't know this is actually on their line. But anyway, it's an Evinrude tracker. So I think today I'm gonna get out here and have to weed eat all this out. Yeah, so anyway, but I'm just gonna have to get to those whenever I can get to them. So that's just all there is to it. And then I got my Dodge, which I've got it completely gutted now. Let me get a flashlight. I got one right here. This is a big project. So yeah, I pulled the valve covers off, put new gaskets on them. You see that little blue edging. And then right now I've got the intake manifold off. When I had it off, I put new plug wires. And I'm not too crazy about it just yet, because, you know, anyway, yeah, so that's gonna take some time to do. Anyway, I got the intake manifold in the garage. So this one, I took all the injectors out and cleaned them. Anyway, that's the top of what the manifold looks like. And then all it is it has a, you know, like old carburetor Venturis, but it's for air. Shooting the gas in, those open up, draw air in there. But then they have also got, because they have to, I guess they wanted to cool the fuel. I don't get this. Alright everybody, I gotta get this lorry in and off so I can do a water pump on it. And I don't know, I might have a water pump. If not, I have to order one. But typical Mercury, so here we go. We're gonna just bend these little tabs up. Got my brother working over there, working on my neighbor. He's got a starter out. He's trying to get him going. And I'm just struggling. I'm feeling weak and I don't know. Take a day off and just go fishing. Ow! So this should be like most all Mercuries. But we're gonna find out. Yeah, she wasn't on there very tight, that's for sure. Yeah, same thing. I just like tell you, man, do a lot of water pumps. But we're gonna have a net. We're gonna have this locking tab. We're gonna have this. I don't know what they call this, or this one may not. Maybe in the hub. Let's just see what it does. So I don't know why my camera keeps turning off. But yeah, this has got. This one has this in the hub. Can you see that? So this hot style is the hub assembly is all inside. It's like a rubber, whatever. Anyway, there's a Solus. I'm gonna go put this up, and then we're gonna take off our thrust washer. Leave the oil in it until I'm ready to change it. Take off our trim tab. And I mean, it's dead center, so I'm not gonna worry about marking it. Alright, I didn't have to take out the trim tab. I'm going to leave it off for now. And then got a bolt under here. Usually this bolt is underneath the trim tab. So 90 style, they kind of got smart and they're like, well, you don't have to take that off. Of course, it's one extra stud. Yeah, you know, like I said, Tennessee, we're freshwater, so this didn't have a washer. Probably should have. Exactly, because it's upside down. I always have to remember which way I gotta go. Anyway, it's a nice day today, man. It rained all weekend. It's almost like a fall day today. Yeah, this is a 15. it color?
Yeah.
Huh.
But on eBay.
Alright. Yeah, we're gonna do a water pump. Sorry, my camera's giving me weirdness, man. I'm about ready to buy another one. I think I got a water pump for this. I'm gonna have to look, but I bought one a while back, and I'm almost positive I have this water pump. So, bought one. Yeah, I bought one some time ago for a guy who wanted to do a water pump, and then he flaked out on me, and I ended up with the water pump, which is fine because I have it in, you know, then I've got it in the inventory. But anyway, yeah, these are all gonna be like 10 mil bolts, I think, maybe. See which, yeah, 10 mil bolts. So probably seen me do 100 of these. We're gonna keep doing them, you know, cause I don't know, practice makes perfect, huh? I don't know if it makes perfect, but you get where when you first start, it seems pretty crazy, and then you do it a bunch of them, you're like, this one's missing the top piece here. I don't know if they needed it for this pump or not. Let's see what I got. Maybe not, but these are 10s. Oh yeah, they're pretty tight. Old. Is it on there? Yeah. Yeah, that's on there. Okay. Just making sure. I don't want to break one off. You know. And I get out my impact because I don't like taking my time. Slow and easy. And a little corrosion. They're all the same way. Yeah, the last thing I want to do is sit there and turn a wrench for hours. Should just come up. Yeah. And this one was fine. He wanted to change this pump just because. Here's our keyway. This is a good pump. So our impeller's in good shape because, like I said, it was working. But we're going to change it because he wants to change it. It does have some memory. Oh yeah, so you can see where it had some wear. You wanted to change this. This is definitely, I don't know if you can see this. It's definitely worth changing because, yeah, I don't know if you can see this real good or not, but see how it's got a lot of memory. That's what you're seeing, you know, and it doesn't have a lot of, it's got a little flex, but not a lot. I mean, like I said, it was working. Definitely need to be changed. So this one's pretty easy, I think. We'll just kind of clean up our surface a little bit, and I got these little guys. We'll just kind of get rid of some of this corrosion. Right here, as Chad from This and That Garage would say, he's got some funny sayings. Everybody's in the game of doing a garage nowadays, you know. I'll just get rid of some of this corrosion. It's not real important. This one, like I said, is pretty easy. And it almost looks like a, let's see what I got. This was for a Yamaha. Okay. May still end up having to purchase one. I think we got one. See, there's that. There's that. That's the same, right? Yeah. We got new bolts. We got everything. We got everything we need. Good. I could sell this pump. So I'm just going to throw his old stuff back in here. That way he can... I like giving everybody their parts back. That way they're like, man, that guy changed the water pump. I don't know if he did or not. You know, it gives you new bolts and everything. So this one will be real easy. Super, super easy. Okay, taking a look at this sun tracker. Crawl up here before I have to start going with the power tools. You know, you try to be. Look, they got nothing. I mean, it's open space. They obviously just maybe redid the deck, or they put some carpet over here. I'm not sure. It's got two boxes. One is the battery box, and then the other side is a fuel tank. So anyway, Big Steve, he's kind of handy about stuff, man. He's a pretty good old feller, but yeah, anyway. So that looks fine, although realistically, you know, you want to see a fuel tank that's got a sending unit so that you can read your fuel. There's our engine, and it does have a wiring harness, and it comes up, and I guess it's going around a rail like they all do, and then they've got it disconnected because I don't know why they took this out. Maybe they stripped it, I'm not sure. But the first thing I noticed is like this, and then anyway, I noticed all the wiring has come down from here, and just looking to see what's what, because it doesn't really make sense. Like, this would have went to the helm, but where's it coming from? And then as far as I think this is to our engine. So either one of two things could happen. Probably the best situation is just to order a whole new universal handle and wiring harness. And then I was looking at the cables, the throttle and ship cables. They look pretty good. I mean, they're very discolored. I mean, you know, they're running about $50, $60 a piece, and maybe an hour of labor, hour and a half of labor. But they do work. I did notice that whenever I first took this off, this was kind of like this. So this cable is incorrectly installed. But it should be like this, and then this would be more lined up with that. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm trying to do this while I'm talking to you, but yeah, these would be more lined up in this pin, and we can see that they've got the stop. So we need to check that timing, but because we don't know what anybody's done to it, and then we need to check this cable. And anyway, then he can get a universal. It has the wrong plugs in it. I can tell that right away. They're NGKs. So I pull those out, do a compression test. I don't even care if it's hooked up to fuel or not. I probably get my external tank. I can hook up to here, and then you know, just feed it some onions and then see if it'll bark off. I got, you know, a tub, and I'll just put a tub underneath it. Probably needs a water pump, I'm guessing, I don't know. And then these rectifiers are known to like fail on you. So, and when they do, they kind of take out a power pack. So we got to check and see if we got spark. So we got a little diagnostic there on the engine. I thought that it was I gotta look up a diagram for this one, because I thought it was a black and yellow wire that would kill the engine. Maybe it's a different color on this. I can't remember, and I'll have to find it so I can remotely start that deal, and it'll be easy, you know, just diagnose it, and then it'll be up to him to get a universal remote, and I'll hook it all up, But yeah, you can get a universal Johnson Evinrude remote, and it comes with a wiring harness. So you just plug it in. It is like the easiest way to go. Instead of trying to just rig something up and do all kinds of craziness, then you can just do that. It's about, honestly, it's a little less work. It's still work. So anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just out here rambling around this morning, enjoying some coffee, and trying to do something without waking all the neighbors. I'm gonna have to get with Larry and find out what we want to do with this 950. I've got a whole engine of parts, and I've got an engine with a bad crankshaft. So what do I do, you know? And I haven't talked to Larry, but need to ask him what he's thinking, what he wants to do with it, because it's his. I don't own it. And yeah, I mean, I could try to sell it for Larry, but then it takes a lot of time to put that stuff online. So I've got this last year, you know, I've got a lot of stuff that I've put online, and that's pretty cool. But you can only do so many items at a time. Like, you know, need to, you know, if it ever grows, I can hire somebody to do it, but it's a lot. Back up, gotta delete the oil because he's going to mix this gas. So this tank over here we can keep it on here, but we're gonna empty it. So right now we got about half full of oil, which I would love to get out of there because there's nothing wrong with it. So the way these work, they got this little mechanical pump down here, and it works off of your throttle linkage, and it pushes this thing up and down, and it, like, as this thing, so it'll pump more, and it pumps out of here, so it gets its feed line from that oil tank over there, and then it feeds into here. All right, so we don't necessarily want to disconnect that. And then this line comes out and mixes with your fuel, and oil comes, you know, over from that hose that's on the bottom, right? And then it gets mixed by this little gear that's in here. And I don't know, some people take them out, some people just leave them in, but this linkage is controlled by the carb, and then that's how they work. So you could take that linkage off, you could leave it, or it'll block it off. I'm going to ask Jim what he wants to do. But then what we need to do is, coming from the connection that's down here, that's our fuel connection, we just want one solid hose. And then we'll just have fuel coming in straight, goes up here, goes into a fuel connector. We're going to replace this guy. And it comes from down there, gets mixed here according to how fast that gear is going, and then it goes into here and mixes with your input, and that comes up into the pump, and then it pumps out. Dude, I'm going to do a new fuel pump, new filter, and then we'll call it a day. Now they got the fancy tie rod. See how it's like slightly curved? I want to order some of those. Alright, you can see these things have escalated quite a bit. So I took the side chaps off because it gives me more access over there, and I can clean any debris that's down in here out of there. And it's pretty easy. There's a little bracket in the front that's held on by a couple of bolts, and then you got various screws. There's one on that side, and then there's two over here. There's one down here, one down here, and one down here. And you don't have to take this off. You know, you may think, oh, I gotta take that off, but you don't have to. Looks like they had some beetle bugs like to live down in there. Yeah, they're all over the place. Anyway, I get something to clean that out, but this gives us more access here now. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut this off and cut this off here, cut it off here, and that'll pull it out. You could try to save this and somebody might want it, but honestly it's not worth saving. So alright, we're going to escalate this some more. So if you look at this hose, we have a valve right here. And then we have our hose, right? So what I'm going to do is leave this valve in place because I think you need this valve. So we're just going to cut it right here at this. Man, she's tight, fellers. Alright, let's see if we got this one done. Deleted the oiler. Only thing I really got to do is put this plate on. Oh yeah, she is a good runner.